Greg. Mike. Two bandits. Watching Bluey.
This episode is called Sticky Gecko.
Ooh, what up, party people, and welcome to episode 64.
Oh my gosh, we're climbing the ranks.
Two bandits watching Bluey.
That's him.
Your good podcast trainer.
There he is. I do see him. He is right there. I promise.
And with me, a man who stuck to the ceiling of my heart. His name.
What does that even mean? I'm Mike Martin. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What?
Howdy, buddy. How are you today? Long distance recording. We haven't done a lot of these, but we've got a remote recording in progress.
I think
it's
this is number
trifficult,
two.
my friend.
Number 2 in the books, I think.
Two-ish, three-ish, something like that.
Something like that. But I think the first time around we could have gotten away with it because I think I broke the kayfabe. I think you told me that I ruined it. Because
you did. I ruined it this time. But just if our audios aren't quite as fancy as they're used to being, apologies all. But we didn't want to skip a week because we just love talking to y'all so much.
Right. We don't want to give too many spoilers and goodies and just posting our Patreons. They're too good to spoil. So we're gonna do this remotely and do it darn well because those are
and we had because this is a big week, Mike. Just a couple days ago. Indeed. Officially announced.
The mode of dance is initiated.
Album number 2 coming April 21st. Now, I'm curious to see which side. Are you on the side of that is a beautiful and delightful album cover, or it's a frightful and horrifying album cover? Because I love the dang thing.
When I saw it at first, I thought it was like an April Fool's joke. I'm not going to lie to you. I really thought that the Bluey verse was like, ha-ha, Chattermax. But honestly, I think Chattermax is the silent mascot of Bluey in a way that people, it's very, very much like Muffin, to where you either are uber pro Muffin or uber anti. And I think Chattermax also, it's something that brings emotion to the Blueyverse. So you're not just seeing a picture of, no name Norman on the cover of something. You're getting Chattermax.
That would be weird.
Wouldn't it?
That would be a weird choice for the album cover.
That would be a fantastic song because there would just be no music. It'd just be a 4-second track of nothing.
Just wind blowing in the background. So we have a fun episode to get to, but before we get that, there's an issue I'm stuck on right now that I want to hit. See what I just did there? We got ourselves a small bandit botch, Mike.
Wait, what? No, we did.
And we have some apologies to make to our good friend, longtime listener, longtime supporter, Simone at I Cannot Justify. She sent us some real good stuff, real good info on Daddy Drop-Off about a month-ish ago that we kind of sort of forgot to talk about. Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We did talk about it, but we talked about it as if they were our thoughts.
Everything is
pets in the Blueyverse. We talked about glue intolerance. We talked about kids growing up. They were all just kind of like melted into our head from the email she sent us. Okay. So thank you, Simone. We appreciate you. Sorry for the late shout out. But also not only appreciate you for that, appreciate you for every time that a new MCU or video game related show comes out, you update your Twitter handle. Because it's one of my favorite things that Twitter does. So I'm always excited. So shout out Construction Corner with Joel Miller. Do you get that reference, Mike?
Yes, it's from Ant-Man.
Oh, my friend, Last of Us. You probably should have been able to
that. I've never played Last of Us, so that's egg on my face. That's a very big shame on me. Thin man, Daddy's working right now. Okay. 30 minutes. Okay. Love you more. Oh, it's going to be a fun one today, folks. So it's not Ant-Man. Okay, but I've always wanted to play Last of Us, but I do have an Xbox. I don't have a PS, a PlayStation.
It's okay. It's not like it's a real sticking point that you have to know these type of things.
Do I have to keep a tally of how many times you're going to bust this out of me today, dude? Are you serious?
Well, that'll be the last one because I can finally say this episode is called Sticky Gecko.
Oh, my golly.
And I've got a lot. This one, when I was going into it, I was like, I feel like this is a fairly straightforward episode. There's not a lot of meat on this bone.
There's a lot of meat on this bone there, bud.
Oh, there's so much meat and there's so many things I gotta tell you about this one. But before I do, we need to see what our friends at WikiBluey have to say about this episode.
Greg?
Yeah?
I don't know how many times I tried to spell it, but I think I've spelled it wrong every single time. What's a sticky gecko?
Mom must get Bluey and Bingo out the door in time for a play date, but they can't leave before they finish their game, waiting for a sticky rubber gecko to drop from the ceiling.
That's not really a game. I think that's a routine situation.
It's not a game. It's
rules
serious.
to the game.
It's serious and highly upsetting game that have you ever sticky geckoed? Were you ever foolish enough to buy a sticky gecko for good old Finn Man?
I didn't know at what point in time I was going to bring it up, but it's not a sticky gecko. It was a quarter machine sticky hand, just one of those. Well,
one of those
finger hand, but it's got a long arm, or it's got an extender, so you can slap people with it. And one day he threw it up on the ceiling, or it might have been me. Knowing me, it wasn't me. But if you go into my living room now, and this was a bad choice. It leaves a stain.
Mike's the problem, it's him.
It left a big blue stain on my ceiling. So my gorgeous white ceiling had a white stain or a blue stain up there. I'm like, crap, what do I do? So I just sprayed it with mean green, and now I have a huge smudge of where I was rubbing my ceiling way too hard. So now there's just this big oval-shaped stain of me trying to clean something and have ruined it. So yes, I have, and it brought me not as much pain as Chili in this episode, but yes, I have sticky-handed. Sticky Bandit style, and it didn't go very well. Greg, have you been Sticky Geckoed before?
We've legit Sticky Geckoed. I found one. I thought it was like, oh, this will be fun and cool, and the kids will have a laugh out of it. And I took it and I chucked it on our ceiling, and there it stayed for like 4 days before I peeled it down, and then had to get white ceiling paint to cover up my indiscretion.
Hey, Greg, can I borrow some paint, dude? It's been like 2 years.
I'm not sure if it's the same white. We'll have to figure that out. Okay. But we also, before we get into the episode, Olivia got me, and I'm pulling it up on the screen. I have to take a picture of it. She got me for Christmas a sticky shark. Now, the nice thing about the sticky shark is it's weighted. So we're going to play a game now, Mike and all of our listeners. I'm going to take this sucker. I'm going to chuck it on the ceiling. And we're going to see if this falls before the recording ends. So we ready?
Perfect.
We're going to give it 1, 2, and chuck.
Ooh.
So here's the good. Oh, it might not fall already. We've only got the fin stuck, not your son.
I wanted to hit your head so bad while we're
But let's keep going. Not a visual medium, but let's keep going.
It's okay. I took a screen cap. We'll post it.
As literally the sword of Damocles hangs over my head here, slowly but surely. We start off. Chili is at the front. Just hit me in the leg. Again, get yourself a sticky shark. This is not an affiliated plug. Get yourself a sticky shark from the little kids sale right before Christmas, where they sell things at way marked up prices, because those won't last on the ceiling for 3 days.
It would have been very quick
no blue marks.
This episode's called 30 seconds. So I think this episode is Chili's takeaway.
You stinker. You took my line.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
1.5%.
Very much so.
1.5%.
Things escalate. But as opposed to, well, takeaway, does Bandit say, okay, we are going to leave? Well, and then he has the revelation moment. So it's pretty much.
Well, let's as we walk through this one, let's kind of draw those parallels.
Okay.
Let's draw those parallels. The first parallel starts right out the gate, because we're by the front door. Get your quick sticks going. Yes.
In both
episodes. We got to get our quick sticks going, because we got to meet Judo at the park.
What's a quick stick?
I gotta believe those are like just like your getaway sticks.
It's an all biscuit.
You need to know your old timey phrases better.
There's no quick sticks.
The getaway sticks. You know getaway sticks? Oh, Michael.
Yeah, the podcast didn't end there. That was dead air.
You need to be a 1940s weirdo like me and know all these words. Come on, man.
Quick sticks going. Okay, fine. I'll use that at least 5 times this week and see how many times I get an awkward look. Can't wait.
But here's our first one. We need to be out the door in 1 minute. Whereas Bandit, we got 5 minutes to kill.
Ooh, that's right.
So we've already set that opening. Mm-hmm. We got 1 minute to get out the door versus 5 minutes to get those lovely spring rolls.
As someone that showed up to this recording at 12:08 p.m. when we were set to record at noon, I say boo hiss to Chili with the poor planning of having 1 minute with kids with. Well, technically, I don't think they put shoes on, even though other shoes do happen in the episode. But you'd think Chili would be like, all right, we're leaving at 15, unless she did that already. And now she's like, this is go mode. So that's why it's already mentally escalated for her.
That's where it goes for us. It starts as like the quick 1 minute war, or we got 15 minutes to get out the door. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when I realize it's supposed to be 5 minutes, I say the 1 minute. just to try to create that sense of urgency. It does not work, so I get that. But no, you're saying they don't need their shoes, but they need their hat.
Yes, gotta have the hat. But what's up with the pulley system? How is that?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you that myself because that looks like a fairly permanent-ish pulley.
Yes, it's there. It has to be like at least a weekly project system that like, all right, it's the second week of March and that's pulley week. We have that set up in the house because that's not just take it down, what have you. And Bandit's not going to come and be like, what the heck is that?
That feels like slightly a permanent toy. And it also feels like when you're, after Bandit and Chili had a couple of cocktails before the end of the night and then they go into like, all the lights are turned off in the house. They're trying to get upstairs. That's going to decapitate one of them. That's going to lead to some injuries.
I thought you meant it was like a laziness system for them. We're like, do you want an upstairs cocktail? Yeah, throw it in the pulley system. We'll just
pulley upstairs. Note to self: create pulley for upstairs cocktails.
What's that?
Beautiful.
A dumbwaiter? Is that what it's called? The thing that goes up and down?
Yeah, they're illegal. Wait, they're illegal? Not dumb. What's the thing? What are the ones illegal? The laundry chutes. Those are
laundry chutes are illegal.
Yeah.
Why is it illegal?
Fire hazard, Mike. Get safety.
Everything's a fire hazard.
This episode of the Safety Hazards is called shout out to former safety officer of the village of Governor Dom Cullum. Teaches me these important safety routines.
Throw the shark again and move on.
And boom! Yes! Shark back up.
Shark Week is on.
Is it just me? Or were those bingo teeth one of the most disturbing freeze frames in the show?
Eat?
That's not a day of not brushing your teeth.
That's
last night equals 5 nights ago.
That was, and she had like broccoli and asparagus for breakfast, and as opposed to throwing it in her mouth and chewing it, she just rubbed them on her teeth
all over her face.
This is how I digest. I am 4.
That was a rough girl, but don't worry, she's got 1 minute to brush her teeth.
1 minute to brush her teeth, and I love. It's Bluey says it right out of the gate of, we got 1 minute, we got to get ready to go. And she does bust out what she says 5,000 times later. She just goes, why? Like right away. She's like, I'm going to start poking the bear.
I fell again.
I love it. Have you experienced the Y phase? I mean, you have
yes.
to have.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. Oh, buddy.
And then you have an elder child teaching the younger child the ways of Y also. I don't get that thus far, and that's me knocking on wood as hard as I can.
And we're jumping forward a little bit, but with all that Chili goes through in this episode, the fact that she sustained that many Ys before she just threw out the cuz and chucked them out the door is pretty impressive.
Is that your breaking point of the episode? I always like to gauge the breaking point of Grit.
We'll get to my breaking point because I have it underlined and highlighted in my notes when I'd be all done this.
There is no, I mean, for someone that did have a sticky hand, which is now in the garbage because they don't last that long, they do send the Sticky Gecko down the pulley system. There's no way that gecko is that sticky if it's been exposed to air for more than 14 seconds. I'm sorry.
They're apparently really gentle with their sticky geckos because they will not let that one hit the ground.
True. Yeah.
They want to preserve the stickiness of the gecko.
The healers are rich, but they're only going to buy one gecko. Bluey, bingo. If you break that gecko, if you lose it, that's it. No more geckos in the world. Or maybe they don't exist in Australia and they had to get a special order from the US or something. Like maybe
they had to order it from a kid's Christmas sale. And
see?
That's the only place where they exist.
If you want to send us a Sticky Gecko Australian style, send it to our P.O. box. Thanks, guys.
We'll plug it later. But we've talked Sticky Gecko plenty. And in the past, we've talked about the Chattermax type loud, creepy toy. We like the drum sets that you decided to get for my kids because you're awesome.
Things happen.
You guys have another toy whenever Finn's like, hey, let's break this out. That you're like, oh God. Because it's just, not because it's loud, but because it's just a big old mess.
I'm not off the top of my nog. No, I think outside of gifts that he receives from friends, which typically you have not painfully reciprocated in the many bells, in no pun intended, but bells and whistles that we've given to your little ones, including a bell system that's ding, 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 and loud as heck.
Oh, I played with that more than the kids.
I think that we kind of have that in mind when we buy things for Finn. because we don't want to live that pain. So I don't think the Sticky Gecko per se is a toy that's like that, but whoever bought them Cheddar Max is just a soul crushing doggo, human being, cat, whatever decided to purchase that for them was mean. And that's crystal clear because they hide it all the time too. So that's what's your Cheddar Max then in the house?
Well, our Cheddar Max we talked about is that lovely porg that our good friend Brent Kelly got for us, but the messy, oh god, it's out again. This is just going to be a pain. It might be just out of my head right now because it's literally downstairs in our house right now. Is you know what aqua beads are?
Aqua beads?
They're like these little pellets. They're like teeny tiny little pebbles that you put in water, and then they sit there, and then they sploosh up to like 20 times their size. And they're just like little marbles, but wet little marbles.
Sure.
We've got like a mountain of them downstairs right now in our kitchen for playtime.
In mode or in splooged mode?
In boom mode. And
okay.
I'm just waiting for 3 days from now just to be stepping on them that fall off and roll under this thing. Because that's not just like a stepping. It's kind of like stepping on like a grape. It's just that bleh feel. Because I don't like wearing socks in my house when I don't have to.
Preach.
But walking around and just stepping on just like a wet chunk of yuck. No thanks.
Wet chunk of yuck. Gross.
Shout out to Beth, who will hear this in about 8-9 days and be like, passive aggressive much, Greg?
I may have ordered more on Amazon. Finn does have like I don't like slimy thing, like slime, and he has like Nickelodeon style slime that he got one day. And anytime he busts that out, it is very pliable and it comes back together and it remains in that slimy, sticky state. But he'll come up to me and be like, "Slime Daddy." I'm like, "No, nah, that's not. It's gooey. It's gross. It's not for me. I'd rather have a Cheddar Max."
Shout out Emily, who also at that same Christmas sale bought me slime for Christmas. It's got a football on it.
It does have a football on it. Good job.
Go Niners.
This is what happens when we record our bullies. I just get to see
I know all my toys and all my stuff is around me. I just find so many props to talk about. But we're moving on. We got a Sticky Gecko stuck for more than 30 seconds on the roof of the Healers, or the ceiling of the Healers. Bingo says, "I'll get it." And Mom's like, "No. Toothbrush time.
Yo, teeth.
It's not distraction time."
Which is very much, I don't know. I think this is the well, you see that in Takeaway also. Very distracted for both of the Lilies in the whole episode. And they
want to go to the tap. They want to try the food. They want to take a shower. They want to do this. They got to wee.
Crazy in this episode, too. All that was needed was a bathroom break, too. And Chili does break, but if one of them said, I got to whiz.
Yeah, it's kind of like a parallel. Like, all we have to do is wait in one. All we have to do is get ready in the other.
Just right out the door.
And they just want to do the opposite. But we're running around. This one hit me hard because Bluey can't find her hat, and I feel like the most. I am Mr. Sherlock Holmes of this house because the kids cannot find anything. Everything's missing and lost, and I can't find it anywhere. And I find it in 2 seconds because they're not really looking. Bluey, I saw your hat in the first scene of the episode. It was right there on the coat rack. Which is also a hat rack.
Greg called her out too. Greg knew the whole time. I'm that way too, man. I can find something. It's in that cabinet, second shelf behind these. Like I know where things are. Dang it! Don't even worry. And if it's not there, I'm gonna spend the next 2 hours trying to find it because it's supposed to be there. So that's boo-hiss. Well, they're not really looking. Oh,
not looking at all. What's Granddad say, Mike?
Hurry up and wait. Is where we go, right?
Q Bingo just walking in with a random banana. It's like, banana, hurry up and wait. And poor Chili just breaks. Which just Bingo, teeth,
go. Doesn't she?
And this is you beat me to the point. I'm looking at my notes. This is Chili's take. This is when it clicked to me. I was like, this is Takeaway.
Yeah,
this 100%. Is Takeaway, but from the opposite view.
100%. But
we get. Oh, go ahead.
You get a lot more of. You don't really see Bandit like having that eye twitchiness that you get from Chili, but like you said, Bandit has to wait. He's in a position to where he's not rushing to get home. He's hanging out and chaos ensues. Chili's kind of like, come on, guys, because she needs them to cooperate with her. They're not just sitting there waiting for Judo to come over. They got to go. So
we know how Wendy is. You're late. She's going to make you know that you were late.
you're still not a fan of Wendy at this point in time yet, as the series is continued, right? You're still.
I'm pretending I haven't seen season 3. I'm not giving her redemption arc quite yet.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to talk about something else later in this episode that you might highly disagree with. So we'll see. But
okay, I don't know, man.
There. We've
grown similar to a lot of these opinions lately, and it's not a very entertaining audio medium where we're both like, yeah, this is really good. I agree. This is also really good. I'll start arguing with you about things, I guess.
Boat rack crashes down.
But why do I have to help? Oh. And it does like a zoom into Chili's face, too.
That's the first. We get a few of those since then, but that's the first, like, Supermom face, that quick turn that she gives you.
Because you get Bluey like, okay, got you. Like, you don't want to cross the boss in that situation at all. I would not cross that Chili. I've gotten that look a couple times in my life, so I know.
I believe it.
Wow, great, cool. I meant from you, but
most of the time from me. Hey!
Stop agreeing with me! Dang it!
Moving forward, we've got the banana dropped because we're trying to catch the gecko. That gecko's not going anywhere. 1 second, shark time. Boom!
Yeah!
Oh, that one might stick for a while.
Yes!
We'll see.
You've got a whole episode to keep it hanging there. It's all good.
The banana hits the ground. It then goes in the bucket toys go in. And then goes into Bingo's mouth, covered in toothpaste.
Uh-huh.
And once more, this is a gross Bingo episode. I can't even imagine. Like having because I'm just picturing a mouthful of toothpaste. It's not just on her little jowls there. She's got a mouthful of toothpaste and then just chonks into a bear. And hey, Mike, they're dogs. There is dog hair all over that banana after it hit the floor.
That's true. Do healers shed?
Ooh.
I mean,
they're dogs, so yes.
No, Max, I have a dachshund. I've got a little Snickers. He does not shed at all. Bless my world. It's apparently for me, it's either a dachshund or a hairless dog because homeboy, I think I've seen one hair in 15 years sitting in my house. So I don't know how. I don't know why. But I've also never seen any dog hair floating around in the Blueyverse. Maybe they're just all well kept, or maybe they go to the groomer. Well, they don't go to the groomer. They have their own groomer, right? They are groomers. They have showers. I don't know. I'm thinking way too much about this moment here.
You can go to groomers, but we call them, stylists, so it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. That's right. A barber shop. That makes sense.
Moved on to the next distraction. Bluey. We got a couple. We got Bluey's first. We got Bluey. Wanted to have just like Granddad in the photo.
That's
right.
Just
got to get that pin.
Mm-hmm.
Knocks the coat rack over again.
Oh gosh, that coat rack. No. That's a bad coat rack. Personally,
it needs a little bit more stability at the base. It's a little
hooks
top
on your
heavy.
Walls. Yeah, I've got hooks on my walls. It's way more convenient. Not in the way. Doesn't fall over. Get smart.
And then Bingo. Not only Bingo does she want roller skates right now, she just chucks them at Mom.
Yo.
And all worried about Gecky.
Like,
check on Gecky. If I was Mom by this point, I'd be like, listen, Gecky's fine. I would be very much done. Once I get the roller skates chucked at me, that's when I'm like, listen, Gecky will be fine. This isn't when I'm done, but this is when I'll be done with Gecky. So listen.
Put a basket underneath where Gecky's gonna fall. Gecky will land here. Good to go.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. It's play date time. Dang it.
But I've got to clarify on a thing here, and we'll come back to it a little bit more later, too.
Another bandit botch? Great, thanks. Cool.
Not a bandit botch, a Chili botch.
Uh-oh.
Because Chili seems a little bit frustrated at Bingo being very slow getting her teeth brushed.
Okay.
Bingo is told...
She should be able to do at that time.
Bingo is told at the 1 minute and 39-second mark of this episode to go brush your teeth. Got 1 minute. Bingo returns from brushing her teeth with the roller skates at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which would be 1 minute and 1 second. That's not bad. Well, first off, her teeth are not clean. Her teeth are not clean with a 1 minute toothbrush, first off. But time-wise, that's not that bad.
So you're actually saying you're proud of Bingo in that situation.
I am. And I'm not done being proud of Bingo because I've got another stat here coming up. She wants her roller skates on.
Yep.
She gets her roller skates starts putting her roller skates on at the 3 minute and 3-second mark.
Okay, 3:03.
She finishes at the 3-minute 53-second mark. So only 50. Granted, they're on the wrong foot, but 50 seconds?
That's not that
bad. To tie them, 50 seconds.
So,
and then later on, when she gets them on the right feet, she is at the 6-minute and 31-second mark, which is a total of 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, I don't want to shame our kids by giving them a bingo bet, but I think that if we told our kids, hey, put these shoes on in 3 minutes and 31 seconds, ready, set, go. I think bingo's winning.
There's some days that I feel bad because as Finn is growing, you want him to be, independent in some ways, be able to take care of himself, get ready to go to school, what have you. So you still looking at the shark. Shark's not falling yet.
Shark's still up on the ceiling. It's been a minute for this one.
There are some days where, he's a little reluctant to get out of bed or just is mowing down on his brekkie, and I look, I'm like, oh gosh, we do have to get dressed really soon, and I typically let him get dressed himself, but there are some days, because that takes some time.
Yes.
And then when dad needs to change him, I can get that kid dressed in 30 seconds like a champ. So her being able to put on shoes and tie them herself, because homeboy's got Velcro, and he rocks his Velcro. And I to do that in a minute, Bingo's signing up. She's got an IQ of 180, and she's gonna what's the super smart people club? Mensa?
Yeah, Mensa.
Yeah, I got it.
Menshu.
I was gonna say NISBA.
Wait, no, that's the Jacksonville quarterback.
New York State Music Association. Okay, we're falling apart here. But I kudos to Bingo. She's actually really good getting dressed for a 4-year-old. Dang it.
Know who else is falling apart? Chili.
It's progressing. It's progressing.
Bluey can't find her hat again.
Yep.
But she can find the pin.
That's right.
Know who else finds the pin?
Who else finds the pin?
Chili at the bottom of her foot.
Haven't gotten there yet, though. Poor girl. Because she couldn't find the hockey stick because they got to get that. They got to get the gecko down.
Right. That's right. I just skipped through a few of my notes.
You missed the all-star of the episode.
Scrolling down through my notes to find the exact times of shoe putting onage.
He's so excited about the breaking point, but don't worry. I didn't find the hockey stick, but I found Chattermax.
That'll help.
What in the holy cannot keep focus in this episode is going on with the Lilies in this episode, man? They are off the walls, finding focus on anything. And you got sharked again. Dang it. It's not going to make it a whole episode.
It's not.
But I think, thankfully, since she didn't get the hockey stick, she was able to let out at least a little bit of aggression on Chattermax, because she did some things to Chattermax I think everybody has wanted to do at some point in time.
You can see different parts where Chattermax's eye expression change. Chattermax looks like it's feeling pain. It's like Chattermax is part of the movie Toy Story, and it's like breaking in that moment to be like, okay, I got to show that emotion because
God, that's a horrifying thought of the movie Toy Story existing, but in the Blueyverse, so it's just Chattermax everywhere. No, thank you.
Floppy Bunny's Adventures. Ooh, put that in a movie right there.
There you go. It was weird. It happens a little bit later in the episode, but Floppy is on the coat rack, and it's hanging out there. Bluey hugs Floppy towards the end. Isn't that like legit Bingo's toy? Like
that is legit Bingo's toy, but kids can play with it. Like I know Olivia has a very high regard for Mr. Bunny, because she knows how important and special Mr. Bunny is. So if she sees Mr. Bunny, she'll give him a hug, but then gently bring it back to Emily's room because he's special.
So maybe Bluey's showing a little bit of love to Floppy, just saying, yo, dog, thanks for taking care of Bingo when I'm not around.
It's not a dog.
I don't know why we put you on the coat rack where she can't reach you, but we love you. Why would you do that to Floppy? I don't know.
No offense to Chili. I don't think mashing Chattermax onto the ceiling is going to make that little gecko come down quicker. I think that's going to be the reverse.
Yeah, it's sticking harder. That's not.
But like you said,
helping.
I think just a little bit aggression. Even though Gecky doesn't like being rushed.
Gecky does not like being rushed. Man, she's got a whole personality for Gecky.
We are talking about parallel moments in the episode, and I almost missed this. Thank goodness for Continuity Mike keeping me online here.
That's what we're here for. What poops on Bandit and Takeaway?
Well, Bingo spits up some hot Chinese food right in his face. Poor Chili gets farted on by Chattermax, and then poop pellets just like all up. She beefs it hard.
She does, dude.
And not one of those children, Mom, are you okay?
Nope.
No care. She beefed it hard.
You know why they were okay with it is because she got pooped on by Chattermax. Chattermax's poop, don't know if you noticed, they're little hearts. They're adorable. They're adorable.
Still no thanks.
I saw them at the end of the episode, and I'm like, what are those little heart pellets on the ground? Where do they come from? So I had to rewind it a couple of times. I'm like, yep, Chattermax crapped on her, and it's hearts. Great. It's like, it's the character that you're meant to hate, but it's just full of love and wants to bring joy and like, just pay attention to me. I'm Chattermax.
And give you 17 new songs from Bluey on vinyl on April 21st.
Man, look out.
Not a sponsor. Kind of.
Greg's looking to get his signed by Meg Washington. He's already told me.
Yeah.
He's going right out and flying to Australia without me. Or you can go.
But now,
uh-oh,
we're to the pin.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm pretty sure I'd have been game over when I fell.
bro.
But I would have been, I think
Bro.
I've been just more mad at myself for the fall. When I step on the pin, that's when I would have pulled the chili 100%.
That's no
rage quit.
That's no aqua bead. That's not a
No.
Ooh, I stepped on a grape. Back in college when Carrie and I we were living together. But we worked at a diner, and she would go to work at 5 a.m. and I would go into the diner at 7 a.m. So she would get up before me, and I would drop her off and whatever. Nobody cares about my diner days. But one morning she got up and was getting ready for work, and I used to have belt buckles because I was a cool hipster and had belt buckles. And she stepped on my... I hate you so much. And she stepped on one of my belt buckles, but it was upside down, so it had the prong that would go into the belt loop. And she still has a scar on her foot from when she stepped on it that day. And she yelped like it was Chili's moment there. So, I mean, I didn't feel that moment. Like, I heard the pain and I woke up. But I also feel it when Chili steps on it. And I just revert right back to SUNY Brockport and just waking up at 5 a.m. like, are you okay? And yeah, I'm fine. Like, oh, gosh. So, the next minute and a half of this episode is something that I've seen and I have bared witness to, and don't wish it upon anybody because it's a very intense chili that's about to kick in, dude.
Well, and this is hard because she's trying to make a point. It's like, we're not going to the park anymore because she is ticked off. We'll say,
oh, we're gonna stay here forever.
She sits down and just leafing through that magazine so fast,
she's not reading anything.
Raging.
Her eyes
wanting
are
her
half
kids
open.
to be like. Wanting some reaction from the kids to realize how upset she is. How this is so hard right now.
They don't.
And Bluey's like, oh, okay. And then just that quick snapback of, we're going right now.
That's right.
Just
and
the kids, no clue what's going on.
All the way up to that point, even when she falls, she looks at Bingo and she's just like, they're on the wrong feet, Darl. She says like it's darling, but it's shorter, and it's just so cute. And she
can't get that many syllables out because she's in pain. Like
they're on the wrong feet, Darl. And so she still cares, and then it's just boom, Australia pinned to the toe. See, if she had rollerblades on or something, if she was wearing shoes, healers. They don't shed and they don't wear clothes. What are you doing?
Wow, rough. But I just love that scene though with the slow eye twitch, the zoom in slowly on her.
Yep.
It's just oof.
Oofa doofa.
But then I think we get our lesson. We get our fortune cookie moment.
Okay.
When
Bluey
we get the wise.
Oh man.
We get the wise, which that would have broken me harder, but Chili Dog, she's a good mom. She knows what she's doing, and she kind of figures herself out through the wise. This is kind of like her therapy.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's realizing that she's getting frustrated with a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And frustration with a 7-year-old and 4-year-old is only going to take you so far.
And she realizes, too, she's not mad at them. She's mad at the idea of being late because of how Wendy will react if she's late.
Yes. And
that's only going to make it harder for the kids to enjoy their day.
That's why
if you make it hard to get out the door.
I wanted to see if you were going to be in Wendy mode and be mad at me, or if you're just going to be like, hey, buddy. But I did get the death glare, so it's okay. It's okay.
I've got nothing but time today, Mike. Don't worry about me.
Oh, we're okay. Look at us. Remote, but still like you're really here. Oh, my gosh. Don't worry,
But
I'm
I
still
love
me in
just
this podcast, apparently.
why are we doing this? You're too busy having fun. Well, why? Because you don't care about being time. Why? Because they want to play it for just so many whys, and she's still sticking with it and answering,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of, because you're lovely kids and you just want to have fun, and because I took that time to make you lovely kids, and you're going to be a lovely adult.
Why?
Like Judah's mom's a lovely adult.
Mm.
Do you know why Judah's mom's a lovely adult, Mike?
That's a lot of lasagna.
That's too much lasagna. I'll tell you right now, after either of our kids were born, if one of you of the 5 family friend group brought over 5 flippin' lasagnas to my house, that would not be a thanks. That'd be a why. No.
I have no room for that.
No.
How do you have 5 pans that can cook 5 lasagnas? If you said 5 pieces of lasagna, cool. You made us a dinner. 5 lasagna. Like, we make 1 lasagna and we have leftovers for about 2 more days. So that's like a month of lasagna. And I'm a big fan of lasagna. It's too much lasagna.
Too much lasagna.
Way too
of the
much
same
lasagna.
type of lasagna.
Of the same. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. Are there other types of lasagna? No.
There's like vegetarian lasagna. There's like eggplant lasagna. There's classic cheesy, meaty lasagna.
You should open a lasagna restaurant. Why not? Greg's-anya. Nope, that's a working
Hey, Mike,
title.
ricotta
Yep.
cheese or cottage cheese on your lasagna?
Why do you got to do that to me, man? It's the way my parents made it, and it's in my heart. I put cottage cheese on my lasagna, and I don't know why. I'm sorry. I know that your friendly wife is through and through ricotta all the way, and I get it. I'm sorry. It's just the way I was raised, man.
Hey, second shout out, Mama Dawn. Turn the volume down for about 5 seconds. She does the cottage cheese too. Ricotta's way better.
Go, baby. It's so good,
I'm
man. I don't know why, and I don't like cottage cheese outside. It's the only thing I eat with cottage cheese. I don't get it. I don't know. It's why I exist. I don't know, man. I don't know. But
so 5 lasagnas, in my opinion, does not make Wendy nice. It makes her a show off, especially knowing how she acts after Judo's born. It kind of, oh, look at my kid walking first. Wendy, we're not at season 3 yet.
I would be so confused if
We'll talk again season 3, Wendy.
I just had a kid, and I just see you walking up with 5 massive trays in your hand. I'd be like, what is he doing? No. Do they want the trays back? When do you get the tray? I don't know. It's a lot of lasagna questions going on here on the pod today, folks.
You know why there's a lot of questions about lasagna?
Why?
Because.
That's not a reason. Boo. Boo.
How many whys until you just throw out a because?
I don't, like I said, I'm not in the Y phase. I'm good right now.
Me and Finn Man will have a chat about that.
Great.
Help you
Super
out.
cool. So all of my other friends are going to make him watch Star Wars movies, and you're just going to get my kid to start saying why all the time. Fantastic.
Then why?
He's going to grow up to be exactly how we planned. Absolutely. Go get a degree in philosophy and ask why 5,000 times. You'll just end up hosting a podcast about cartoon dogs. It's great, Finn. You've got a bright future ahead of you. I love what I do. Whatever. The cool thing about the why moment is, she's pushing and it starts zooming in just a little bit. She is being cheeky, and I get it, but you do get the dust kicks in. I don't know if you see it when they're standing at the doorway and she's asking why, and then right when she says, because I love you, and there's the dust again, and it kicks in behind them just a little bit, just for a moment. And I had to rewind it to see what was happening the whole time she was asking why, but it's just when Chili says, because I love you. And it's like, oh, dust. Oh, Bluey sneaking in. Got it. So why? I think it's pretty obvious, but why has it been that long since they've seen Judo?
That is another question I have here. They're neighbors.
Right. And they have to go to the park.
And I get and I'm part of me wonders if this is just like a couple weeks after we have our intro to Judo, where she's mean to my homegirl Bingo.
Sure.
And that kind of bad experience slowed down the play date train.
That's
but
it.
you say
Suspended
they're
from
neighbors.
Judo for 2 weeks.
You would think, and again for kids, this 7-minute episode feels like an eternity.
Yep, it totally does.
It really might not have been that long. It just feels like it's that long because kid time and real time are not the same.
I do I've heard that possibly because you don't see a second half for Wendy, that maybe Judo's with Judo's father during that time.
Oh?
So that's why it's been so long since she hasn't seen Judo, is because Wendy's just hanging out in the house by herself, kind of, maybe it's summer vacation.
I'm waiting because I feel like they fill in a lot of gaps. There's a part of me that wonders if in season 4, like Judo's dad is going to come back from like military leave or business or something.
Yeah.
Just because whenever I feel like fans and online and everybody's talking about like whenever we question the reality of this show, they fill in the gaps.
They do. It's like talking about Bandit's dad. It's just like, where is he? Where's he been? And he shows up here and there. And I think they say he's on a spiritual journey or something like that at some point in time where he's just finding himself. Because I don't think that means like no more Bob. I think it means just I don't know, man. There's the mysteries of the Blueyverse exists.
Will tell. Oos. And speaking of time, well, I'll get to that later. I remembered I have a note on that later.
Later,
time will tell.
We got all day.
But we get through the whys. Our mind is clear. We get ourselves out the door, and that's when Chili turns into Ninja Mom. Because she's feeling good about herself. She like just kind of flips that basket, that little pulley basket, and that banana just kind of flips out at her.
Right in her
hand. She hands right instantly to Bingo, who's hungry.
Dude,
we walk out the door and sprint in just in time to dive.
How did she know that? Just
again,
ninja skills.
She is Ninja Mom
Holy guac. The one last bit that I did relate to a little bit is she sits at the doorway. And she's like, we just need to walk through this freaking door. It's one step. The moment we're out this door, it's over. It's just, how many things have the kids done in this whole 7 minutes? I mean, Bingo's brushing her teeth, putting on roller skates, eating a banana, throwing Sticky Gecko. Bluey's got Chattermax. She's putting on the hat. She's getting the badge. Like, there's a lot going on, and literally Chili's just like, door. Come on, man. Poor girl. But
she gets him out the door. She saves the day. She accomplishes all she needs to do. Mm-hmm. And we have 3 more things to accomplish here before I can let you go, Michael.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, 4 actually, because thing 1, I'm going to throw this guy back on the ceiling one more time.
Go, Sharky, go!
And ask you, hey, Mike, what's your favorite thing today?
It stinks because it's usually I say, haha, it's the gut laugh moment, but it's just I felt the moment, and it's when she steps on the badge and she snaps, and it's just the fine. We're just gonna stay here. We're gonna stay here forever, and it's just I felt the feels in that moment of just, you know what, you don't respect it. It's her trying to treat, because that's how they treat their kids. They do treat them very much like they are adults, which is just a sign of respect of, hey, you need to pay attention to me. And she's not realizing that they're 4 and 7 in that moment. So she's like, fine, I'll be irrational too. And she snaps, and it's just, I felt it so hard. Give me a lighthearted moment, please. What was your favorite thing, Greg?
My favorite thing was just Bingo. Again, I said it was the grossest thing, but did you brush your teeth? Yup. And then it's like 4D gross Bingo. Just those teeth. That she did not brush last night. Again, kids don't know time. That was 3 days ago.
That's right.
That homegirl brushed those teeth. And then just kind of flashing that forward to a minute exactly later when she shows off her teeth and just pearly whites. She must have some skills to brush her teeth in less than a minute. Doctors and dentists recommend 2 minutes brushing your teeth, friends. Remember that.
Do you set a timer when you brush your teeth? Just out of curiosity.
I do not. We did that. We had the kids some fancy little toothbrushes that glow for 2 minutes.
Oh, cool.
And shout out to the Crest app, where you can download a Crest app where it sings you a song for 2 minutes and you can brush your teeth.
Okay, cool.
They have all sorts of themes from Disney Princess to Star Wars. I'm giving so many free plugs today, but don't worry, more to come.
We haven't even gotten to the Aussie plug yet. Well, with that being the case, outside of Crest being your favorite character, apparently, on application, who is your favorite character of the episode?
It's got to be Chili today. This is... I'm not sure. I'm sure if anybody knows of another episode, let us know at watchingbluey. I feel like this is the only episode that Melanie is the only voice actor credited. Or if not the only one of the very few. This was a great mom episode.
Yeah.
She's got Patience of a Saint. She's got Ninja Mode at the end. Yep. I love when we can see them being frustrated because they are Hugh dogs just like us, kind of. They're not perfect and infallible. So it was a great Chili episode. I love her arc. I love her with the kiddos. So this was a really fun chili episode for me.
Imagine how defeated she would feel if she jumped back in the room to catch the gecko and she missed.
Oh, man. That would have been a bummer ending. But Mike, who's your favorite character?
My favorite character, I wanted to give it to Chili Dog, but it was the realization at the end with Bingo. So Bingo's my favorite character. When Chili says to her, "You don't even know how long a minute is, do you?" And she just goes, "Nope." And she just moves on with her mind and just do living her best Bingo life, because that's how it is with
That's
kids.
the 4. That's 4 o'clock life, or 4 o'clock. 4-year-old life.
4 o'clock life. They don't know what 4 o'clock is. They don't.
It's
care
4
what
o'clock
4
somewhere,
o'clock
Mike.
is. They don't. Cool. They don't care what time it is. They don't care how long it's going to be. They're just doing their thing. And if you bring them along to saying, "Hey, we're going to go on a play date now," I'd be like, "Okay." And so I love Bingo in this episode very much. So very much. Whew.
Well, all that said, then, how
Yes.
do you rank this episode?
I rank this episode 1 sticky handprint stain still on my ceiling. Unfortunately.
Shark's still up there, by the way.
Shark's still hanging?
He's making it through the 3 things so
Let's
far.
Oh, okay. So I'll slow down my pace here. Hey, Greg, how do you rank episode 64? I think we're at, you said?
64.
Bluey. Oh my gosh. Sticky Gecko, how are you ranking it? Go!
I rank this episode 6 minutes and 8 seconds, which is the time it took for 1 minute until we're out the door. Thank you, everybody.
We did
Plug a clock.
Yes.
You can hang out for plugs there, Sharkman.
You got the
Plug
Sharky.
a clock. linktr.ee/watchingbluey. That's where you'll find our TikTok, our socials, our merch, and our Patreon. Quick Patreon shout out. We just added a couple fun ones very recently. We have a review of all the Bluey shorts that we did, like a live watch along of all the Bluey shorts.
Right.
We did a podcast about podcasts. We've done different Disney movies and shows and dad jokes and all sorts of things. At the point that you're listening to us, so we'll have about 24 on there. That's 1 episode per hour for just $1 a month. Hop on there and check it out.
Yeah, if you like the sound of our voice, it's worth it, I would say.
Also, a reminder, we have a P.O. Box. P.O. Box 2372, Syracuse, New York, 13220. Send us a postcard, send us a letter, send us whatever. We like hearing from you. Again, anybody who sends us something, we will send something back.
That's right. We'll be pen pals and friends.
Keep those reviews, send them to us, either videos or just, a letter to watchingbluey@gmail.com. We'll try to remember and not goof up like we did for Simone.
We got some more coming up that people have hit us up recently.
At least if we goof up, we'll remember. I know we got a couple for Army coming up here, so help me remember that, Mike.
See, that's what we're here for. Don't forget.
And lastly,
and most importantly,
if you want to have a skaterific time, like a good friend, Bingo, why don't you check out Inla Skate Park at DJ Sherrington Park in Inla, Queensbury. Good for kids of all ages. They have lights at night for skating, but be sure to bring a picnic blanket because they don't have tables. Once again,
you can bring a folding table.
That's Inla Skate Park at DJ Sherrington Park. No website because it's just an outside place.
Oh, okay. Did you say skaterific?
Just skaterific.
Okay, is that their slogan or is that you? Was that all
That's
you?
my slogan. You know better than that.
Goodness.
I'm a slogan machine. I've got a sticky shark hanging on for dear life.
That's right. I think you're going to have to go get Chattermax.
I'm going to get Chattermax. I'm going to get something because that guy ain't going to stay up there for long. Because you know why, Mike?
Why is that?
It's got to be done.
It's got to be done.
Oh, my God, it's out.